ahead and get started. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. I hope this wasn't too much of an inconvenience. Moving it to today. Whoops, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to figure out what I'm doing, and I am not a good multitasker. Okay, switching it to today because of Labor Day. I figured that some people, there it goes. So some people would be doing stuff. I don't ever do anything, so I don't ever think about like what other people actually do on holidays, like if they actually do cookouts and stuff, because I'm like, I don't do any of that. So anyways, we will go ahead and get started. Just some kind of like looking ahead things. So September 9th is our fall into fitness group, that's where we'll be doing the quarterly Beachbody On Demand people. So what I've been doing, and I'm sure if you've kind of been seasoned, I assume, Benika, you kind of have like your own layout. But if you kind of need a date layout, what I've been doing is I'm telling everyone I'm collecting all email addresses by the 6th if I don't have them already. Some people have already just given them to me. And then I'm sending out the invoices around the 7th or the 8th so that they will have that 14 days, or like it would kind of be wrapping up before the end of the 14 days on their trial. So kind of think about that. I think we will be running it through the Be Your Best group page. And so then that way we don't even have to worry about like extra groups, because I think that's one thing that kind of like burns people out, where like we're trying to like get all these people in these different groups and then switch them over and then all this stuff, and it just becomes a bumfuzzle. So that's kind of like my mental layout on the Beachbody On Demand quarterly thing. So make sure that you are promoting that. On September 16th, I'm going to do an Emerald Training Week that will be held within Fierce Renegade. So again, that way I'm not having to sit there and, you know, stress about posting, because I get extremely overwhelmed, posting in multiple different groups and then forgetting. But then also it might just be for someone that hasn't seen the group invite and they just want to join in. And so it might kind of be something like that as well. So I thought about just holding it within Fierce Renegade. So that will be September 16th that we will be doing that. And likely I will do gifts as well. There will be incentives. September 30th, 6 weeks of the work will be early released, which is going to be amazing. So if you have not looked at that, make sure that you do. We all likely have, like, this would be for CrossFitters, for extreme gym people, maybe for runners, experienced runners, because it will not have a modifier. So it's going to be kind of for that experienced worker outer. It's not going to be, you know, for someone brand new, or it can be for someone that just really wants to be pushed, you know, mentally, physically, every type of way. So make sure that you do kind of start thinking about that as we're moving forward, you know, through the rest of the month. So one thing we're going to start, and this kind of goes hand in hand with, move down, with the $150 or bust group, we're going to start recognizing TV. And I posted the FAQ because even I was like, all right, explain this to me a little bit better in layman's terms. So TV is the volume underneath you. And like what I said in Fierce Renegade, and I attached the FAQ, which it made fairly good sense. This is orders. This is people underneath you that roll up to you, and it's considered team volume. So that's what I was saying, that we're all, once you become Emerald or above, that volume goes all the way up to the top, and we're all able to make money off of that. So that's why A, you want to become Emerald and stay Emerald, but B, you also want to promote team volume within your own organization, as well as within your downline, so that you can start making consistent residual income. So for the week ending in September 4th, everyone that had 100 or more TV, Jen Overway, Lindsay Sensing, Molly Folsom, Marlena Lopez, and Liz Chasen. So I'll kind of be like doing this a little bit more, but posting these reports every single week. And that way we kind of have something that we can work towards, as well as, continue to grow our organization. So we are going to have a guest speaker, Lindsay Simmons. Tell me which one.
Simons.
I was like, no, I'm gonna say it wrong.
It's okay.
She is someone that I love watching her stories, and I will duplicate a lot of her stuff. As well as I love how clean and light and bright her photos are. But tonight she is going to share a little bit more about how she has built her business using Instagram stories. So I'm going to kind of pass it on over to her. And then you tell me when to click too.
Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, so this is my first time ever speaking on any sort of call or anything, so please bear with me. I'm super nervous, and I'm definitely not some sort of like Instagram stories guru, and I know some of you, like Bianca, you definitely, or Benika, sorry, you definitely use your stories a lot too, and so I don't know, maybe I might have something different, that you maybe not have heard, but I really just kind of want to reach to you that don't use your stories or use your stories just a little bit. Because you're definitely, I don't want to say you're missing out, but you're definitely can build just amazing connections with people through your Insta stories. And I've seen a complete shift in my business since starting, really working out of my stories. And so I say in this Instagram and Facebook stories, I, for the most part, use my stories in Instagram, but I do have that setting. I can't tell you where it is, but there's a setting where you can share within Instagram, your stories automatically share over to your Facebook stories. And so, I figure why not? I don't see as much reaction, if any, or not reaction, interaction, if any, over in my Facebook stories. But for you, it might be different. So connect the two if you don't have them connected already, because why the heck not? Your polls and everything transfer over there. So if you want to go over, Jacqueline. So basically, with your stories, you have a chance of starting amazing conversations. I know before I started using stories, starting conversations with anybody was so scary. And so when you're starting conversations within your stories, and I'll talk about that a little bit, you can start just really easy and seamless stories, almost organically. Sometimes the people come to you and it's just easy peasy, which I'll talk a little bit more about that. But you can build really genuine conversations. Sorry, I meant to say connections. I did that wrong. But build connections, genuine connections with people. I apologize for that. You could build trust. So if you're in your stories every day and they're seeing you show up every day, they're seeing you, just basically you showing yourself, you can build a lot of trust because they know you're not just somebody that's just sending mass invites left and right. They're really seeing you as a person showing up. And then you can really utilize the opportunity to do call of action within your stories, like every day. If you want to go over to the next one, Jacqueline. Okay, so I have been told that you should start with 8 to 10 stories a day. I understand that probably sounds really overwhelming if you're just now starting. So even if you just do 1 or 2 a day, just to get your just to get used to it and just get your feet wet a little bit. And then just build off of that. There could be anything simple, just sharing quotes. I don't know, sharing your morning coffee in the morning. But just either way about it, just start getting into your stories. But the reason why they say to do 8 to 10 a day is that it's bumping you up in your algorithm, or in the Facebook, Instagram algorithm. So it's putting your stories to the beginning of the line as they're coming in. And they say, I've been told, to space it out throughout the day. I'm jumping a little bit, but space it out throughout the day so that you're just continuing to be pushed up to the front. Sorry, like I said, it's my first time. So I actually meant to say that your people who are watching your stories are your people. And so those are the people that are clicking into your stories and wanting to see what you're doing and what you're up to. You might have about 200 followers, and like 50 people are clicking into your stories and seeing you. And so those are going to be your niche market as you're growing your market. So sorry, I meant to say that earlier, but I kind of forgot about it. But back to where to start. So you want to share your daily life, not all Beachbody, but show that you're showing up. So share your meals, share your workouts, your nighttime routine, share your kids, dogs, ranting about husbands. Like those are money. Like everybody comments on those sort of things. And it has nothing to do with Beachbody. I get like the most interaction when I'm ranting about my husband or something. And so you just get like a lot of good interaction through that. And then breadcrumb your workouts. Well, I don't necessarily breadcrumb my workouts, but breadcrumb just different parts, being the proof of the product. And so showing your Shakeology in the background, or doing a picture of your meal and having your container right there. Doing like an Energize boomerang. And so you're not necessarily saying Energize, but they're seeing you drinking this yellow thing every day. And then use the tools. So I have heard, and again, I'm not a guru, so I'm not really sure, but I have been told that if you utilize what Beachbody provides for you, so the filters, the polls, any GIFs, that they love that. They love that you are using their stuff, and so they're going to help boost you up in the algorithm. I don't know if that's true or not, but why not? Because it makes your stories fun, it makes them interesting. So if it boosts you up, then score. I don't know, I think the whole algorithm thing is just forever changing, so it's hard to keep up with, but you might as well use them. And again, they just make things really fun. And if you are just starting out, just play with them. You'll get used to it. You'll get used to adding in the music. It might seem like a lot at first, but you just become really quick at it. How to connect. So make your stories fun and eye-catching. Bright lights, right now I have horrible lighting, but I try to do my workouts like in the day, and I have my little ring light thing. And I try to make things bright, but then I also like to put in like bright positive quotes, or share those like Insta story things, where other people's Insta stories where they have nice fun quotes. And I always make sure to put a GIF on there, because again, I've been told that it helps boost your algorithm. So, and then subtitle chatty stories. I'm very chatty, so I really need to cut it back, and I need to be better at this. But if you're subtitling your chatty stories, somebody will just maybe be clicking on by, but more people are going to be reading those subtitles. And then some people will see those subtitles and think, okay, this is something I want to hear what she has to say. And then they'll actually start listening to your story. So always make sure to subtitle your stories. If they're chatty, I'm not the best at those. But that's basic. Well, and also people will have their phones on silent, so that'll kind of help the people know what you're talking about without even hearing you. And then utilize the tools for call of actions at least once a day. It could be anything, but doing like the polls, say yes, it says say yes, say no, don't ever put no. Always have like a yes answer on them, or the swipe over. Use anything just for an easy call to action. And it could be a really pretty display of, a call to action post. You could just say, I'm hosting this group, and it could be a beautiful set out display, or it could just be something easy like, I worked out today, did you? That can be considered a call of action. Or, oh, I don't know, I did like, who's excited for fall? And then swipe over with a leaf. I got so much interaction off of that one. And so it's not like technically a call of action, but it's making them do something. And so you are building, conversation and connection with them through that. And then invite your viewers. This can go on to a huge other training or whatever, but basically, if you're going to start inviting, I would recommend starting with your viewers. You can click onto your viewers, and I always just invite. I'm not the best in inviting, so, but I always invite from my viewers, because again, those are my people. Those are the people that are actually really watching me and listening to me. And then when I'm inviting my viewers and I'm saying, hey, I'm doing this free group and I would love for you to be a part of it, they've already seen a lot of my stories, so they kind of already know what I'm talking about. Whereas before, when I used to invite, some people would be like, what the heck are you talking about? What is this? And so that's why I always invite my viewers, because for the most part, they always know what I'm inviting them to. And they almost feel honored that, like, yeah, I know, I saw that. That looks really interesting. And then they're like, thank you so much for reaching out to me. So it's kind of fun. Okay, the next one, Jacqueline. Thank you. Some tools, if you're just starting out, you could just use what Instagram has. I wouldn't recommend doing big, huge, beautiful things, but I've been having a whole lot of fun doing different things. I'm still kind of figuring out where I get the most traction from, but I do like to make those really pretty stories, and I like how these apps save them, so then whenever I just don't feel like getting on, I could just pull them and put them back, and I'll talk about that in a second. But Unfold is a great one. Canva is a great one. HypeType, WordSwag, and then the tools within the stories. With Unfold and Canva, you can make these really pretty like call to action displays, or you could just do a story about yourself, or I don't know, you could just do all different kinds of like not drawn out, but stories. My cat is distracting me, sorry. And you can make it beautiful, you can play around with it, and then you can share it. But then, like, I don't know, the other day, I just did not feel like showing up in my stories. I pulled one that I hadn't used in a while, threw it in, put some call to action, polls, posts, whatever, within stories, and I made sure to do some fun GIFs and stuff like that too in there. Just switched it up a little bit, and boom, it was done. And I didn't even have to show my face, because I just was not in the mood to show my face that day. But I got a lot of good interaction off of that, and I didn't even have to show my face on a crummy day. So that's kind of all I have for you guys. I was trying not to be too long. Hopefully some of you are helpful, or some of that was helpful to you. But if you're not using Insta Stories, please, please, please use your Insta Stories, and just start. Just kind of get used to it, but just start, because you will find your people in your Insta Stories.
Does anyone have any questions? And that was super good.
Thank you.
And I was like, I don't know what to post. I couldn't think of like anything creative. And so same thing, I went into my Unfold and had an album, like a business album, and just re-uploaded stuff. And so it is super, super simple to do and saves time.
Yes. Yeah. Nobody would ever know that you didn't feel like doing anything, because it looks so beautiful and no one would even know.
I don't know. Benika always looks like she's put together. I feel like this is what I look like all the time. You always have your lashes done, everything. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, if no one has any, I can't do that. I can't figure out how to do strip lash. I'm going to go buy some again for this weekend, because I cannot figure out strip lashes to save my life. They look like this.
So this is what I do. So I have the strip, and like, so every day I come and I put a strip of glue on it, but I never put it on my eyes. So it creates a tacky part to it. So then when I do need it, I just need a thin strip and put it on. But because it's been tacky for, like it's been thick for so long, it's to my eye. So it's real simple. So I put them on real quick for the picture and just pop them right off. And they never, yeah. That's why sometimes you see them and sometimes you don't. But if I don't pay attention, I put them too close, they'll sit on my lashes. So I'll wait so I don't take my lashes off. But now since we've been taking collagen, I don't care about losing them because they'll just grow back. So.
Yeah.
So you just create so you create your own like tack, like the adhesive, like that putty stuff. So you create your own on the lash, so you can just pop it on and off just enough for pictures.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And it looks great on the selfie light. Sorry, they're loud.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Sorry.
Oh, we got to get a picture. I was going, didn't I take one earlier? And I think I did, and I just deleted it. Okay, so everyone smile. Ready? 1, 2. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on, and we'll see you guys next Monday. Bye, y'all.